Welcome back to Woodland Pools. It's time for the weekly report, and this week I want to do things a little bit differently. Instead of covering several different topics, I want to make a very short and focused video on just this one topic about what's going on with Silicon Valley Bank. So by now, most of you have probably heard about the collapse, but in case for some reason you haven't heard about it, because it's literally just happened over the past 24 hours, Silicon Valley Bank is a smaller bank based out of California, but the reason why it's become so famous is because it's been a go-to bank for tech companies across all different sectors, especially startups. And it's also developed a reputation over the years for being a very crypto-friendly bank as well. And so just today, this bank collapsed and was taken over by federal regulators, becoming one of the largest lenders to fail since the 2008 global financial crisis. In NPR style, this is a very matter-of-fact representation of what's going on, but we see here, for example, on GeekWire, Silicon Valley Bank's collapse is an absolute meltdown of unparalleled scale for many in tech. Financial regulators on Friday morning shut down Silicon Valley Bank and put it in the hands of the FDIC, a jaw-dropping move that has created a crisis for many startup leaders and their financial backers. Now, the reason that this happened was because they had some long-term bonds at certain interest rates, and with interest rates going up, like, none of that really matters. What's important here is that we have yet another example of a big institution that people didn't think was going to be in trouble, and what they thought was doing a safe bet on long-term investments, now collapsing literally in the span of 24 hours. Now, some people think, okay, well, it's FDIC insured, right? But here's the problem, is that the FDIC insures deposits up to $250,000. So anybody who had money in the bank, less than $250,000, is gonna get their money by Monday. But as I mentioned at the start of this video, this is a bank that was a favorite by lots of tech startups across the country. So obviously, as they get their investments and their series A, B, and C, they're keeping a lot more than $250,000 at Silicon Valley Bank. And the fate of those with deposits that exceed the insurance limits is less certain. The FDIC is basically going to give them an advanced dividend or an IOU saying, yeah, we'll get you back as much as you can. But for these different companies that may have had millions or tens of millions of dollars, how much of that they're going to get back is highly uncertain. Now, on this channel, we always talk crypto and we mainly talk Cardano. And so you're probably wondering, like, okay, so why are we even getting into any of this at all? And what I'm personally worried about, and the reason why I wanted to put this out early, is because I'm less worried about individuals that had their money in this bank. They're going to have to deal with this whole process. What I'm more concerned about is the whole contagion effect and how many different startups had their funds sitting in this bank, and how many of those are in the crypto sector, and how many of those may be connected in some way to the different exchanges that are out there in the crypto ecosystem. And so I wanted to make a dedicated video to say, please everyone, if we've not already learned our lesson with FTX and all the other examples that we've seen in the past year, please, if you have any crypto sitting on an exchange, get it off of the exchange, get it at the very least onto your own software wallet. If you can, get it onto a Ledger or a Trezor. There's links to both of those in the description below, as well as videos on how to set up your own software wallets to have full custody of your own funds. This is cash in the bank and not crypto, but this cash may affect crypto companies, including those that might be offering custodial services to hold your coins. Not your keys, not your coins. If you're curious about how to set up a hardware wallet, check out one of the two videos above. If you've already done that, then enjoy your weekend, get outside and touch some grass. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next week.